Hey guys, it's Nikki from Still Moments Nursery. I just want to quickly take you through the care instructions that I send out with my reborn dolls. So as you know guys, you would have seen this little sheet of care instructions that I send out with all of my babies and toddlers and bigger dolls that I do. And a lot of you have asked for me to actually take you through what's on the sheet and sort of how to generally care and sort of take care of your reborn and, you know, the what to do's and what not to do's with them. So I thought I'd take you through just a couple of them today. So the first thing, guys, is basically that the dolls are collectible. So, you know, they've got to be handled with a little bit of more care than your standard play doll. So if you're giving them to a small child or maybe even an elderly person, I would suggest maybe swaddling them up so that they're a little bit more protected as well. And the fact that they're not going to be so floppy as well when they're sort of holding them, so they're going to be a little bit more secure. Another one as well, guys, is to keep them away from heat and cold. So keep them away from any heaters, like don't sort of display your dolls next to heaters or below heaters or anything like that. And certainly try to keep them, you know, fairly sort of wrapped up in the cold as well. You know, the cold and the heat can affect the vinyl. The heat mainly because it can melt the vinyl if it's sort of left in direct sunlight, or it can sort of warp it out of shape. So it's best to sort of not keep your dolls sort of, you know, beside a window or anything where a lot of heat's going to be, and definitely not inside a hot car as well. So a lot of people have sort of done that and had their windows broken because they've displayed their dolls in car seats and then left them in hot cars. So I recommend not to do that, guys. If you have to take them on a car trip or something, either put a blanket over them or into a nice secure box and pop it into the boot of your car or somewhere where there's a little bit of shade so that they're not going to get too hot and there's no sun or anything going to damage them. So I'm going to explain hair as well, guys. So I've got little Cameron here, and he's had his hat on for a couple of days now. So his hair is a little bit flat and it's sort of a little bit matted sort of around the back. So as you can see, it's not sitting sort of fairly straight and it's a little bit out of style. So there's two ways that you can do it depending on the hair that you've got. I use a straight mohair conditioner for hair that's curly. I use it on my hair that I sell on the website. That's the curly. I recommend just the straight mohair conditioner on that because it's going to put a lot of moisture in it and condition it really nicely. If you get the other hair that we sell, the wavy or the straight, you can mix this with a little bit of water, and that way it's going to sort of just dull it down a little bit because you don't need as much to sort of moisten it because it's a nice soft mohair, so you're just wanting to keep it just a little bit more moist and sort of nice and baby soft. So I'm going to use the just the mohair conditioner and a little bit of water mixed together, and I'm just going to style Cameron's hair. So I'm just going to spray just a little bit on it, and I'm going to use a little baby brush. So it's not going to scratch the paint or the vinyl. It's nice and soft, and then you can just go along nice and gently because it is mohair. It's like your hair, so it's going to break if you're too rough. I'm going to be nice and gentle, and I'm barely touching the hair with the brush, and you can just style it where you want. So I'll give them a little curl around the front there. And make sure the back's all nice, and as you can see, it's going to sit nicely. And then once the mohair and the water is dry, or the conditioner and the mohair, it's going to be nice, soft and silky. So that's how you care for your hair. And then you can just basically just leave it. You don't need to dampen it off or dry it off or anything. And that's going to sit nice on the head, and it's going to be nice and soft and silky. Alright, the next thing, guys, is moisture. So keeping them away from any like baths or swimming pools or anything like that. This is probably as close to water or a moist substance that you sort of want to put next to your reborn, because a lot of them are cloth body, or most of them are cloth body. You don't want to get the cloth wet, and you don't want to get the filling inside the cloth body wet as well, because it'll clump and go mouldy, and it'll basically ruin your reborn. So try and keep them away from any moist areas, so like your bathrooms, pools. If you're going to take them sort of near a pool, maybe wrap them up in a nice thick towel so they're not going to get wet or anything. Yeah, keep them away from water, guys. Clothing for your reborn guys. When you're sort of picking out your clothing, try and get stuff that's got zips or buttons at the back or sort of around the neck area. And maybe get sort of a size that you think is going to be a little bit too big on your reborn, and that way it's not going to be tight on the vinyl, and it's not going to rub and sort of look, you know, a bit too abnormal, because you can see the shoulder joints and hip joints if you are putting too tight of clothes on your reborn. So try and get outfits that are a bit sort of easier to put onto your dolls, so like zips and buttons and sort of press studs and stuff like that. And posing, guys, when you're posing your reborns, try to sort of pose them naturally. Don't be yanking on arms and joints that don't want to go where they want to go. So sort of, you know, just pop them where they want to sort of go. And you will get a natural sort of position for your doll once you're sort of having a little bit of a play around and just, you know, moving them around and sort of turning them on their side, and you will actually get a realistic position. Putting blankets as well under them helps. But yeah, just sort of don't yank on their limbs or their arms or legs. So don't pick them up by their arms. If you're going to pick them up, sort of pick them up like you would a real baby. So support their head and their little bum. Obviously Cameron's a little baby, so he's quite easy to handle. But exactly the same with your 20-inch dolls. So nice support under the neck, under the shoulders, and sort of just pick them up sort of like that. So you can actually pick them up under their shoulders and sort of just support their head with your hands. So, but generally sort of just pick them up like you would a real baby. So don't sort of pick them up like a little girl would, you know, picking their dolls up by their limbs, because that will sort of damage the vinyl, can rip fingers or limbs off, and it definitely might pop out the joints as well. And cleaning, guys, so a lot of people ask how I would care and sort of clean my reborn dolls. I don't use water or any sort of baby bath things or face washes or anything like that, because it can damage the paintwork over time. So you don't want to sort of add any chemicals or anything like that to your vinyl. Basically all I use is a soft brush. So this one I've got here is just a quarter Maxine mop brush. I do sell these on the website if people are looking for them. I use this mainly because it's nice and small. It can get into little spots like the eyes, the ears, between the fingers as well. And it's a white bristled brush as well, so there's going to be no colour coming off onto your doll. Some of the black bristled brushes, the dye does come out of them, so just be careful if you guys are using those. So basically all I do, if I wanted to clean out Cameron's eyes here, all I would do is just get my brush. It's dry, so it hasn't got anything on it, and you're just wanting to just gently sort of just dust out his eyes, just like that. And same with the other side. You can do up his little nose and just around the mouth. And again, you're just being very gentle. You're not applying, you know, force to it. So you're just gently brushing out any dust or anything. And in his little hands, so if he's got his, you've had his hand sort of posing upwards, and a little bit of dust has gotten into the bit where his fingers are, it's perfect for that as well. So you can just get in there and just brush out any bits of dust. And if you do put water on your dolls, you will find that the dust will actually stick into creases and be a lot harder to remove. That's why I use a dry brush. So you can just brush it out basically. And then you can do in like ears as well. So you can just brush out any dust or little bits of hair that are stuck in these little ears. And just any areas that you think need a little bit of dusting. So there you go, guys. That's basically how I would sort of care for my dolls, how I would clean them and things like that. And basically what is on the care instructions that I send home with all of my little babies. Anyway, guys, I hope you thought it was interesting and sort of have a better idea of the care instructions that I do send out. And thanks, little Cameron, for being a good little assistant. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye! Well, where are you going to put this? Are you going to get like the clips of this and then put it up so
Yeah, just read it.
I don't want to read it out loud. You do it. That's how I used to get away with it. Alright. Okay, ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then that, and then you've got that, and then you've got that, and then. Okay, so, alright. You can all piece this together anyway. Is that alright? And what else have we got? Okay. Some of the black bristled brushes. And then